Spring is finally here after a winter that was disappointingly sparse in terms of new video games to play. And now with it comes a host of really exciting releases to kick off what's shaping up to be an absolutely loaded year from here on out. Without further ado, here's 20 best console PC ports for later in 2021 and the next one. Square Enix and Luminous Productions finally came up with an update just yesterday and revealed more about Project Athia, what actually now goes by Forspoken. Set the game scheduled to release in late 2021 up to early 2022, to which case you're new. Forspoken is basically an action RPG, apparently coming to PlayStation 5 first as a timed exclusive and later on into PCs.
Yes, and we should leave this place as well.
With that thing out there?
Real quick, from all the way back in 2019, we just got an update on what was actually described as an open world free-to-play game with no title, by the way, which stays that way still, only suggesting now the game, which happens to be a co-op action-adventure, open world, whatever, set in a distant future, will probably once again come our way with an update, and that is also coming to the next generation of consoles, alongside PCs confirmed in late 2021, and that also the game's development is in good shape. Moving on. How about a multiplayer survival game where it'll be actually possible to take control of your enemies too? Coming from Kale Jump Games, what's been in development for about 2 years here, we have Drake's Odds Survive. What happens to be an open world game with survival mechanics, and no, we don't have a release date here just yet, but an early access version of it is set to be published in early 2022.
Goliaths have gone underground.
Earlier this week, Focusum Interactive went on and officially revealed a brand new game in the Warhammer universe, going by, in case you missed it, Necromunda Hired Gun. I mean, come to think of it, it's actually been a while since we've had an action-packed Warhammer game, so this comes as a pretty pleasant surprise as well. Not to mention it looks like a combination of Doom and Titanfall together. Well, check it out, this game actually will be available on all consoles this year on June 1st.
My Mastiff and my autogun. When it comes to hunting marks in the Hive City, there's only one thing you need to know. The house always wins. Come on. Where is it?
I don't know if you're familiar with that. By the same team that created Thief Simulator, here's now American Theft 80s. What looks to be a slightly more refined and interesting title, which is basically it's the 80s, and once again you get to steal stuff, cars and whatever, only it's just 80s. And if you get caught, you gotta outrun the police. Like Grand Theft Auto. Well, check it out. This one's actually out to PCs only as well, set to be coming sometime later this year. Announced over a year ago and also recently once again featured during the Future Games Show with an 18-minute trailer in case you missed it. Quantum Error is an upcoming cosmic horror shooter that takes place inside a dangerous facility on Jupiter, wherein you must fight to survive while surrounded by all kinds of otherworldly enemies. There's more to it. Here's actually a new trailer. Also a big shout out to fans of action horror games. Make sure to check out what Quantum Error has in store when it releases sometime later this year. Team 17 just came out with what looks to be a stylish hack and slasher going by Themisia for some time later this year. Now, as you can see, this game takes obvious inspiration from Dark Souls and Bloodborne in terms of its combat and dark, plague-ridden gothic setting, probably pointing to a game that the average From Software fan will probably be into. I mean, at least until Elden Ring finally comes out or whatever. Well, check it out. Themisia is coming to PCs only sometime later in December.
On the night of June 12th and 13th, the all-union polymer vaccination will take place.
Mundfish also just released a new gameplay trailer for their upcoming first-person shooter action RPG, Atomic Heart. But for some reason, once again, no words on a precise release date for the game, possibly out sometime in 2021. However, Steam actually has moved the expected launch date of this game to now simply TBA, which is to be announced. Just have a quick look and make sure to stay tuned for an update here.
The ambiguity of polymer vaccination, our country is ready to generously share this advanced technology with the whole world. There is no reason for concern. The vaccination procedure is absolutely harmless, which has been confirmed by numerous medical studies in various institutes of our vast homeland. The country's top leadership, headed by Andrei Leonidovich Khrushchev, has already passed the vaccination procedure and reports excellent health. Long live Soviet science. The next step is polymer education for every person in every corner of our globe.
They call us snacks. So when those bastards come to claim your world...
Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance, on the other hand, the third-person action RPG is now just 2 months away. For those of you who missed out on the update, the game releases now on June 22nd on PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. They also just came out and said not supporting cross-play for some reason, but for better or worse with the option of 4-player co-op online multiplayer.
we're going to be looking at a world premiere pre-alpha build of a game 2 years in development in the Unity game engine.
Now, here's a really interesting indie title in the work by a single developer as well, going by Ferocious. What's described as an action horror adventure set on this mysterious tropical island with what looks like a Far Cry style gun mod system. Here's about 20 seconds of a 20-minute trailer they came up with. This one's coming to PCs only with no release window announced as of yet, although you can actually support the game through Patreon if you like.
Today, we're taking an in-depth look at the game, exploring its many features and mechanics, and releasing an unedited playthrough of the entire demo level.
I've got movement! I've got movement!
Aliens Fireteam was also first debuted about 2 weeks ago, pretty much going on and giving a chance to see what the upcoming title looks like in advance of its release this summer, by the way, which, you know, thus far looks pretty darn good, promising for sure. To which case you also knew this game's a 3-person co-op shooter from Cold Iron Studios, by the way, really good developer, only with no specific release date as of yet, but you can add it to your wish list on Steam and expect a almost late 2021 release, hopefully sooner.
I'm here to give you an insight into our multiplayer medieval heist game.
High-quality multiplayer games based on medieval combat are actually pretty rare. Not the least only because it's extremely hard to balance them out overall. Hood Outlaws and Legends, though, apparently has the makings of an almost perfect one. To which, in case you're new, games of third-person action like Assassin's Creed with team-based multiplayer games like Payday, which is probably not just the coolest Robin Hood game to date, also so far one of the best multiplayer games of 2021, which is now finally due out on all consoles on May 10th.
That can be equipped to change up your playstyle. These can have a huge impact on gameplay, but we'll dive into these another time. Thanks for tuning in to our first Outlaw overview. See you next time.
Apparently, after fighting on the western front of World War I in Verdun, or you know the game, and then also eastern front in Tannenberg, which is another game, the FPS series will now continue on the Italian front in a game called Isanza for sometime later this year. Coming from Blackmail Games is a really good developer, announced just yesterday, said their latest game will rumble across the mountains, valleys, and towns of northern Italy. Check it out and make sure to stay tuned for a precise release date.
Away from home, away from your lost ones, away from friends, away from safety.
Coming from from a Danish developer, here's a brand new first-person open world survival horror shooter. A teaser trailer was revealed for Abandoned, which is what the game's called, yesterday, along with the game's announcement itself and the fact that it'll be a PlayStation 5 exclusive for some time later this year. But check it out and make sure to stay tuned. The studio promises to reveal more and release a full gameplay video really soon. Myth of Empires, on the other hand, is an in-development, of course, multiplayer sandbox game slated to hit early access pretty soon, which was until today. The team just announced that an upcoming global alpha test is being planned for April 15th, that is through April 23rd, which it ends. And just to see the game in action, once again, they also came out with a gameplay trailer this time. Check it out real quick if you like. those of you who missed it, really quick here. The Lord of the Rings Gollum is now penciled in for a 2022 release on the PlayStation 5, for PC, Xbox Series X and S, and also Xbox One. To accompany the news, and they also came out with a brand new trailer this time. Check it out real quick.
Tinder could be a threat. You better think twice.
You guys know Fist, F-I-S-T, Forged in Shadows already, I assume. But in case you don't, this game is a Metroidvania built around an arcade combat system with combo attacks and stuff, which was just given a release window of spring 2021, in case you wondered. Confirming now it's coming also to PlayStation 5 alongside PlayStation 4 and the aforementioned PCs, with a specific release date also due out later this month. So make sure to stay tuned for that.
Will be the first.
And how about another brand new third-person only pure survival game going by First. Now, First is an open-world survival simulator set in a post-apocalyptic world, it says, where only the player you makes it out alive for some reason, and also a dog who desperately needs help. First is said to be coming to PCs first via Steam. No release date for the game has been announced, but you can add this project to your wish list right away.
Because of them. He used his inventory and skills. His friend had his back all along. One thing is sure, they made it because they had each other's back.
About today's visit in our clinic.
Hi, I remember, but I have doubts about this.
Finally, a Black Mirror-inspired game, which is a survival game, by the way, said to be coming to PCs only, going by Dark Moonlight. Dark Moonlight said to be centering around themes of fears and phobias, basically, in which you will then also play as a mental health sufferer who voluntarily undergoes this unapproved kind of treatment, so then it gets the best of him or whatever. Well, check it out real quick. You can actually wishlist Dark Moonlight on Steam and go ahead and expect a 2022 release at its earliest. Then, finally, among all the amazing upcoming games on the way, there's an indie title in the works with the potential to be something truly amazing, going by Morbid Metal. Morbid Metal is in the works by a single developer described as a sci-fi roguelite adventure, to which there isn't a lot of information about, only a trailer, and it's said to be coming to PCs only in the near future. That's all for now. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If there's anything you would like to know about these games, let me know about it in the comment section. If you like the video, don't forget to like. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, because that would be the best way to get more videos like this one. In any case, I will see you guys again very soon.